We stood there for I don't know how long, frozen in place. I couldn't think. It took everything I had just to keep myself standing upright. I don't understand any of this. What's the spare entertainment? And how is he still alive? I thought that finally we could get out of here. And plus, what did he say about a class trial? Well, that part's obvious. The class trial is the class trial. What it means is that at this point, we have to figure out who the culprit is. Oh, but we were together the entire time besides Kyoko. Everything is gonna point at Kyoko. Figure out who killed Kyoko. Oh? Did Byakuya change his mind? Oh, because he's thinking the 16th student is the mastermind, right? So because we're still trapped in the game, that means the mastermind isn't dead. So I guess Byakuya changed his deductions to mean that the dead body is Kyoko? What? What are you talking about? I thought Mukuro Ikusaba was the one who died. The victim was female, right? Kyoko certainly fulfills that condition. And if Monokuma is still alive and active, that means that the mastermind, Mukuro Ikusaba, isn't dead. So naturally, that body can't belong to her. So it must be Kyoko. Aw, even Byakuya is sad. He's not saying it, but I feel like he's sad. There's no other possibility. The body is Kyoko's? Kyoko's been murdered? No, it's not possible! Because I don't know anything about her yet! I don't even know who she really is. To have it end like this... I don't believe it! I refuse to believe it! Whether you believe it or not doesn't matter. The truth is the truth. If you refuse to believe, it is your responsibility to uncover the truth for yourself. Myself? Anyway, we'd better begin. But if we're gonna have a class trial, then that means the killer... Correct. It must be someone participating in our school life. See, Byakuya's viewpoint is slowly changing, right? He's not outright accusing us, like any one person standing in this room. Wait, so you're saying one of us killed Kyoko? Well, that's not precisely what I'm saying, no. Huh? But you just said... I don't have time to explain now. There is a veritable mountain of issues I need to confirm. So I'm going to begin my search. If you value your lives, you'll put everything you have into this. That is how this game works, after all. Well, I better start by checking out the Monokuma file. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. Wow. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. So even the Monokuma file doesn't tell us who the victim actually was. The unidentified body, could it really be Kyoko? Someone who paints their nails would not wear gloves. Or... I have no choice. I have to investigate. I have to uncover the truth for myself. No matter what, I have to find out what happened, or we're all dead. I need to go back to the scene of the crime, back to the garden. If Kyoko is not the one who died, then I really don't think she'll be helping us this time. Okay, time to get started. I need to check anywhere that may be important from one end to another. What I mean is, if what I'm thinking is right, she's probably just gonna show up at the class trial and then we'll just begin. I just need to do what I always do. Yes, there were so many things we didn't look at yet. There's a knife laying on the ground. Is this... It must be the knife that was stuck in the body before it exploded. The force of the explosion must have thrown it over here. The Monokuma file said the knife went all the way through the body from front to back. That's crazy! Does that mean this knife is what caused the fatal injury? Either way, this knife... it looks really familiar. Wait, is this... that's it! It's the knife that the person was holding! This is getting really weird. There are just too many strange coincidences. Whoever the person in the mask was that attacked me last night, they were holding that knife. Were they really attacking you though? Because as far as I know, you escaped without a single wound, so... and that same knife was used to stab the same masked attacker that we found here. So maybe this masked person got stabbed because... when they attacked, I was in kind of a trance. Maybe I reacted by grabbing the knife. And maybe then and if this is really Kyoko... holy shit, that is a morbid line of thought. Stop right now. It would mean Kyoko is the one that attacked me. But why the mask? I just don't know. I don't remember anything clearly from last night. No, it can't be. There's no way. These look like fragments of something. Yeah, the bomb. They're all burnt, so I can't be really sure, but I feel like I've seen something like it before. But where? Wait, was it there? I'll have to double check that later. It's the bomb, right? If I check the body more thoroughly, maybe then I'll find out for sure if it's Kyoko or not. See, one thing to note that it doesn't show very well here anymore because the body's been altered was the person wasn't wearing the coat. It was draped onto them. That's why we could see that the arm thing to begin with, because normally there would be a sleeve here, right? But no, they weren't wearing it. Even right now, it still looks like it just kind of drapes on. Huh? There's something weird about the body's fingernails. Oh, these are fake nails. They're really long. Which means, person wearing a glove can't have that. They seem like they get in the way of normal activity. Every other finger. There's also something on the back of her right hand. Is this a tattoo? It got burnt, so I can't make out the whole thing, but... it looks like it's a picture of a dog or something. I've never seen anything like it before. Dog? Do we know anything about dogs? The lower half of the body didn't get wet at all. After the body blew up, the top half got set on fire, so I dumped a bucket of water over it. Which explains why the bottom half isn't wet. Trying to think of how the sprinkler is in play here, but we kind of ruined it all with the bucket of water, huh? There's nothing strange about that, right? Wait, is there something strange about that? Lower half. The top half got a bucket of water. Huh. Makoto has some really precise dumping water skills? The white jacket the victim was wearing got totally burnt up. There's only one little piece left. The upper half of the body got set on fire in the explosion, so it's totally blackened. Also, the top half of the body is wet. That's because it got set on fire and I threw water on it. Since I only threw water on the part that was on fire, the top half, the bottom half is still dry. So the sprinklers, yeah, the sprinklers go off at 7:30. So this body was here after 7:30 then, right? In other words, there's nothing strange about the top half being wet. There isn't, right? Oh, even the hair has been burned. We can't even see if it's Kyoko's hair. Well, I think that's it for this part. Is there anything super interesting about this? The fragments, yeah. Okay, we got the areas around the body. So who does that body belong to? Whoever it is, I'm not gonna look. I don't want to faint anymore. Yeah, I just realized it now, but she became Genocide Jill because she saw the body and there was blood. She didn't just randomly turn earlier. Listen, Makoto. Do you remember how the body looked, you know, before it blew up? If I remember right, it was wearing some kind of a mask and a big white coat. Also, there was a knife sticking out of the stomach, and the area around it was stained with blood. Apparently, the wound had stopped bleeding, but the blood on the body was still wet. Yeah, their entire body besides the blood, it was dry, right? So it had to have happened after 7:30. Or, well, not the killing part, but I mean the body being placed here. Byakuya said not to touch it to avoid getting all bloody. But for how much blood there was on the body, I didn't see any on the ground around it. So she's been moved. She didn't die here. Wow, thanks! That was a big help. Now that you explained it, I totally remember how it looked. Well, having to talk about it like that helped me remember it a lot better too. So thank you, too. Yeah, teamwork, teamwork. Okay, what if the amount of chickens changed? That would be pretty creepy, wouldn't it? Yup. No! What happened to the chicken?
Whoa.
What's going on, Makoto? Oh, I'm glad you're here. Listen, do you remember how many chickens there were in here? Of course, there were precisely 5. Yeah, right? What's wrong? There's only 4 chickens here now. We're 1 short. Huh? That's so weird. I wonder when it disappeared. I was down here just before nighttime last night, and there were definitely 5 chickens then. What are we gonna do? Going from 5 to 4 is gonna have an impact on the structure of the world. Feng Shui? It's like a jigsaw puzzle. If even a single piece disappears, the entire world will remain unfinished. I did my best to ignore Hiro and focus on the problem at hand. Why did one of the chickens disappear? Could it be related to the case? We need to find that chicken. It could be a witness. Poor chicken. It's probably dead by now. That's so sad. Oh, I already talked to you. Good timing, Makoto. I wanted to talk to you. Well, I don't. No, let me talk to Hiro first. It's 11 o'clock right now. Okay, and... Oh, well, I was just thinking about when we first found the body. When the body was found, huh? I should look back at what I did this morning to help me remember when that was. Monokuma's announcement woke me up at 7, as usual, and I headed to the dining hall pretty soon. Once I got there, I met up with Hina. That was right around 7:30. Wow, you take 30 minutes to walk to the dining hall? Then I headed to the gym, where everyone else was waiting for me. Then Toko went to get the pickaxe, and that's when she found the body. What time was it then? Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, when we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock, so it's probably 9 on the dot now. That's right. It had to have been right around 9 o'clock. Ah, now that you mention it, I think you're right. So I think we can say for sure that the body was found at 9 a.m. Okay, my job's done. Good job, Hiro. That's a pretty small job. If he isn't interfering with anything, I'm pretty happy already, okay? So... yeah. Those nozzles poking out. Yes? No comment? Monokuma flower. Paper plastic people. Not related to the case. Okay. Thanks for letting me know. Yep. Oops, sorry. What do you want to talk about? I'd like to hear your alibi. Alibi? Correct. I'd love to hear where you were after nighttime began last night. Well, I was sick, so I was asleep all night. But why are you asking about that now? And what's nighttime got to do with it? Isn't it obvious? This murder took place after nighttime. How can you know that for sure? Because just after nighttime began, I came to the garden. I was going around looking for everyone, so I could tell them about Monokuma. Hiro's been spending most of his time in the garden the last few days, so I figured he'd be here. And I can confirm that when I arrived last night, there was no body here. So the murder could have only taken place. A little bit of a leap, right? Because the body could have been, or the person could have been killed before, but they were placed here during when you weren't looking. At some point during nighttime, after I left the garden. However, Toko, Hiro, Hina, and I were in the gym together the entire night last night. What? Once I found Hiro in the garden, we immediately went to Toko and Hina's rooms to get them. At that point, we all went to the gym and began dismantling Monokuma. As a precaution, we made sure not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. In other words, all four of us have airtight alibis. The only ones who don't have alibis are me and Kyoko. And if the victim really is Kyoko, then I'm the only one without an alibi. Also, when we went to get Hina and Toko, we stopped by your room as well. But you never came to the door. So, where precisely were you? I'm telling the truth. I was in my room, but I was dead asleep. I had a fever, so... That's hardly an alibi. I know. Byakuya's being kind of harsh on us right now, but at the same time, I don't blame him, because it does look kind of bad. So, what now? You seem to be at quite the disadvantage here. I'm the only one without an alibi. That's really bad, isn't it? It is. I almost feel like someone did that on purpose. Although they couldn't make me get sick, right? So maybe I'm overthinking that part. Yep. Oh? Is this a tarp? Definitely a tarp used to transport the body here. Wait, was there a tarp in here before? I should probably look into that. It could be related to the case. The top is wet and covered with mud and grime. No blood. But the underside... It's totally clean and completely dry. Yeah, because the sprinkler ground. One side of the tarp is wet and dirty. Something about that bothers me. The clean side was the side the body was on, and the dirty side was the side that was on the ground. After the water had been sprinkled on the ground. But then the question becomes, why even bother taking out the tarp? That's the one thing in here that concerns me. Is that it? Do you care about the other stuff? Okay, sure. Yep. Now's not the time to worry about it. Fair enough. Yep. Gotta be thorough to make sure. Okay. So that would appear to be the only thing here. Should we go check out the gym then? Because we need to confirm that this piece is indeed a bomb. This is the panel that controls the sprinklers. Oh wait! Monokuma said you can change it, right? It's really user-friendly. They're set to turn on at 7:30 every morning, and Monokuma said the time positively couldn't be changed. Huh? Hold on. So the sprinklers turn on at 7:30 each morning, right? Then, if the body was here before then, the sprinklers should have gotten it wet. Which would mean the murder must have taken place... Yes. Oh, that's my alibi! I think I've checked everything I need to in this area. But I'm not done yet. There are other areas I need to check. Yup, the fragment. I need to go to the gym. And I still need to find out more about Kyoko. Is that corpse really Kyoko? If that's true... Was that also Kyoko who attacked me last night? I don't think it's the same person. Well, I mean, we were like half drugged up anyway, so I don't know if anything we remember during the dream could really be relied on. If I can find out more about her, maybe I can answer that question. Kyoko was never that kind of person to talk about herself all that much. Maybe if I can get into her room, I'll be able to find out more. But the key to her room... Yep. Huh? I don't have a choice. I'll have to see if he'll let me borrow her room key. I have an alibi now, because I was with Hina at 7:30, so... Starting 7:30. Hey, Byakuya? If you do come up with an alibi, I'd be happy to hear it. Later, at the class trial. What?! Oh, no, it's not about that. You have the key to Kyoko's room, right? I was hoping I could borrow it. I'm afraid I can't take that risk. You're the prime suspect, after all. Why would you not want to hear my alibi now? What? Hey, you're the one with her key the entire time, so... Does that mean that you could have tampered with her room? Of course, if I were to go with you, that would be a different story. Feel free. Then, will you go with me? What? Sorry, I have my own agenda to take care of. Find me again later and we'll see. Depending on my mood, I may go with you, or I may not. Come back later, huh? Okay, then in the meantime I should look around elsewhere. Yeah, okay. Let's go to the gym! Actually, we can do this, right? Gym? Ah! God damn it. Monokuma's link dismantled on the floor, but I figured it wouldn't be here. I just found something. What is it? It's... Wait, are you saying it's not here because that's the exact bomb that was used? A bomb. There's one installed in every Monokuma robot, I'm sure. A bomb? And that bomb went missing. Wow, that's... Wait. But it was still here when we were looking at it, and then we went to the 4th floor. So after we left the gym, someone came here, took the bomb, and put it in the body before we asked Toko to go get the pickaxe? That's a pretty tight time frame. There's no doubt about that. The fragments I found in the garden. Okay, I've checked everything else I can think of. All that's left now is... Kyoko's room. I should head back to the garden and ask Byakuya. Well, that was a waste of a... What? That's a really tight time frame. I almost feel like someone who could do something like that would be monitoring the cameras at all times. So, could it be the mastermind who did that? You think you can go soon, Byakuya? You wanted to check out Kyoko's room, right? Very well, let's go. Ah, wait for me! Byakuya walked off without a second glance, and I hurried after him on our way to the dorms. Nobody waits for me around here. Actually kinda curious to see what Kyoko's room looks like. I assume it's something like mine, like very clean and immaculate? Well then, here we go. Byakuya took out the key and slid it into the keyhole, and then... And it's open. Looks like it. Thanks. You're not gonna come in? Very immaculate. So, this is Kyoko's room. It's basically the same besides for the lint roller, and what is that? What is that? There's something on the table. It's a wood block decoration. What's that? What purpose does it serve? I think it's probably a key. Oh, is that the other thing that Kyoko stole from Monokuma? Or did she steal that somewhere? The lockers at those really traditional public bathhouses use them for their lockers. Oh, the archery place! I wouldn't know. I've never gone to a public bathhouse. Doesn't really surprise me. It's hard to picture Byakuya doing something like that. But if it is a key, I think I might know what it unlocks. Really? What? Unless I'm mistaken. I'm pretty sure I saw something in the dojo that this might go to. The dojo? Wood block key. Huh, very old school, huh? Sweet. Okay. Here's her bed. I don't see anything interesting here, at least not as far as the case is concerned. What about the drawers? You know what? My toolkit wasn't even in the drawer anymore. Yep. Not much else. Very clean room. Immaculate. She might have certain articles hanging out to dry. I better not look inside. This is gonna be the death of you one day, Makoto. Not checking everything. I know it's kind of rude, but we have a murder here, so you gotta check everything. Oh? Is there more? There's the monitor. What else is missing? What? Feel like I looked at everything already. What do you want me to do? That's all the circles. Is it because I didn't talk to Byakuya yet? You wanted to come here, right? So what is it you're looking for? Nothing in particular. I just thought we might find some kind of clue here. A clue that might help us understand Kyoko. You can't be serious. That's why you made me take time out of my search to come here? Sorry. Regardless, if you plan on poking around at random, you're doomed no matter how much time you take. Surely you have something more concrete. Something to give us some sort of direction here. More concrete? Oh, I know. Earlier, Kyoko gave me something. You said you can't look at it! Huh? What's this? Yeah. Consider it a symbol of my determination. Don't open it yet. Only open it if something ever happens to me. Okay, well, I guess we can't open it now, because we don't know. I'm sure I have it somewhere. Found it! What's in the envelope? Kyoko gave it to me. She said if something ever happened, I should open it. Well, something has certainly happened, so open it. Okay. I opened the envelope and looked inside. Inside was a single piece of paper. Under the sheets? That's all there was in there? Yeah, it looks like it. Under the sheets, what could it be? The bed sheets? But could something be hidden under the bed sheets? Part of me didn't expect to find anything, but as I lifted up the sheets... You know what's interesting about this? At that time, Kyoko had already given her room key to Byakuya, which means that she planned this letter all the way from before she got kicked out, which is quite a bit of planning. What's this? I found a crumpled up piece of paper. Oh! Class number 78 student registry? Mukuro Ikusaba? It appears to be Mukuro Ikusaba's profile. Oh, I think she mentioned she got that from the headmaster's room, right? Yeah, looks like it. That's probably the other thing Kyoko stole when she snuck into the headmaster's room, along with the key.
God, you're so annoying! Fine, I'll tell you, it was a key and that's it!
This must be the blank that Monokuma was talking about. Kyoko said a death without meaning was unappealing, and this is what she left behind. I don't have time for your sentimental indulgences. Hurry up and finish your search. Okay. I made an effort to pull myself together and then looked down at the profile sheet. Isn't Byakuya interested in this? Name, Mukuro Ikusaba. Sex, female. The ultimate what? I thought... Wait. Kyoko, what are you trying to tell me? The ultimate soldier. Although small for her age, she was a military specialist trained in every weapon type imaginable. She showed an interest in the military from childhood and soon found herself completely absorbed in it. In elementary school, she won a survival game tournament and began writing for military magazines. Survival game like the one we're in right now? Just before entering middle school, while she and her family were on vacation in Europe, she disappeared. The story of a young Japanese girl being kidnapped quickly took over Japanese media outlets. An intense international investigation turned up no information, and she was never found. However, she reappeared in Japan 3 years later, alone and completely unannounced. She revealed that she had joined a mercenary group known as Fenrir for those 3 years. She insisted that she hadn't been kidnapped and that she received battle training of her own volition. However, she never revealed why she decided to return home when she did. The ultimate soldier, a mercenary group. This doesn't feel real. The world I grew up in, it's like a completely different dimension. It's like one's non-fiction and the other sci-fi. There's no way to even compare the two. That's how different this is. That's how I saw things just as an ordinary person. But then... I never imagined I would hear the name Fenrir in a place like this. Huh? You recognize it? The Fenrir Mercenary Corps is a collection of battle-crazed warmongers. But they do have their uses, and they always get the job done. That's worth remembering. This is all part of a world totally removed from the one I lived in. I have to say, I'm intrigued. Every rumor I've heard says that Fenrir has already...
Whoa! I feel like our hero is becoming a bit player, and a bit player is becoming our hero.
Ah, it's you!
What have you got in your pretty little head there? Uh-oh! You found her profile?
So what if we did?
Don't freak out on me. I'm not gonna hold it against you or anything. And in case you're wondering, I don't hold it against Kyoko either, even though she stole it and hid it. After all, there's no rule against stealing, is there? But who I can't forgive is Miss Ogami, who broke the rules and busted into the headmaster's room. Maybe I'll drag her corpse out here and slice it up and devour it. Bears are omnivorous, you know.
Are rule violations really so unforgivable? You're quite adamant about those regulations of yours.
Of course I am. A proper school life is built on the dedication to organization and order. Which is why even I, as the school headmaster, have to follow the regulations myself.
Oh? So you're saying you have to follow your own rules as well?
Absolutely. I can't have you complaining about how unfair it all is, now can I? In fact, on the subject of fairness, would you like to know something interesting?
Interesting?
It's about the one writing all the rules. They're actually one of the participants in this killing game. I don't think I ever told you how many participants there actually were, did I? I was thinking, I should probably clarify that. When you all first got together in the main hallway way back then, there were 15 people there, right? I think that the first meeting may have led to a little bit of misunderstanding among you all.
Misunderstanding? Are you saying...
That's right! There weren't actually 15 of you. The total number of students taking part in this killing game was actually 16.
16? Then...
戦場ムクロこの学園に潜む16人目の高校生超高校級の絶望と呼ばれる女子高校生
So the masterminds self-inserted themselves into the game?
戦場ムクロに気をつけて
The 16th student, Mukuro Iksawa. But that can't be right because obviously the mastermind is still around. She's part of this school life. So the one making all the regulations is... Why?
Did you say something?
Why are you telling us this?
Oh, well, because... Like I told you, this killing game is desperately popular. You wouldn't believe the ratings. And since we've got so many viewers now, I wanted to make sure everyone was on the same page. I don't want to wake up to a hurricane of complaints and hate mail, you know. Make sense? Okay, that's all you get for now. Oh, actually, I do have some revenge to get, so I have an extra bonus for you.
Revenge?
I wanted to get back at that sneaky Miss Kitty Kitty, so I'm gonna share a little secret with ya.
Seriously? Makoto's seriously just now? I feel like he was a little bit excited to find out something about Kyoko for once, but at the same time disgusted at Monokuma. Very complex emotion.
You know how she wears those stupid gloves day in, day out all the time? Well, don't tell anyone I told you, but... She wears them to cover a bunch of hideous scars that she doesn't want anyone to see.
Well, the body that we saw didn't have scars, I don't think. But the Monokuma file did mention that there were scars on the body to begin with. What?
Okay, now that's all you get.
Like, is that supposed to make me feel any less for Kyoko? Cause it doesn't. Kyoko wears those gloves to cover up a bunch of scars? Wait, so on the back of her hand. The tattoo. That's not a scar. Wait, but no. Monokuma specifically said they were scars, right? Oh my god, I hope Kyoko wasn't beat up as a child or anything. And that's why Kyoko wears those gloves to hide the scars. Which means... those fake nails on the corpse. Are you thinking about Kyoko again? I'm always thinking about Kyoko. Huh? Forget about her. What matters right now is uncovering Monokuma's trap. His trap? God must have really hated you to make you so dull. Don't you remember what Monokuma just told us? He said there were 16 students, right? Which means Mukuro was a student here. Obviously, Monokuma's trying to tell us that Mukuro is the one creating the rules to the game. But why would he tell us that, and why now? He said he wanted to make things clear so there wouldn't be any complaints later. But the mere fact that he said that proves that Mukuro is connected to this case. That's why Monokuma revealed the existence of a 16th student. He needs to make our investigation fair. Mukuro is related to the case? Perhaps she's the one who killed Kyoko. What? That would explain why we would have to have a class trial, wouldn't it? If she's a student and she killed someone, that would make her a part of the school killing game. Well, I mean, she doesn't even show up to the trials though, so even if it is her, we can't vote for her, can we? Mukuro is the killer? She killed Kyoko? Anyone should be able to come to that conclusion, don't you think? I don't trust you anymore, okay? In fact, that's exactly what I thought when the investigation first began. But based on what Monokuma just told us, I changed my mind. Mukuro Ikisaba isn't the culprit. Huh? What makes you say that? We thought Mukuro, the ultimate despair, was the mastermind's true identity. But if that's true, Monokuma's behavior makes no sense. Why would the mastermind go out of their way to reveal themselves to us? That's a good point. Mukuro giving us information that would raise questions about her would be bold, to say the least. It makes more sense then to assume that Mukuro isn't the culprit. So that's the trap. Has nobody realized the title is different? The ultimate title? They want us to suspect Mukuro and come to the wrong conclusion. That's what makes sense to me. The way you say it, it definitely does seem possible. But if that's really true, if Mukuro isn't the killer, then who is? Well then, I believe our work here is finished. Let's move on. I'm sure there are other places in need of investigation. I should find out if that key and the dojo really are connected. Well, are you coming? I don't have to come with you, you know. 6, right? 6. Yep. Yep. Makoto, do you see the locker farthest to the right? Hi, I know how to read! That's the only one that doesn't have a key in it at the moment. You understand what that means, right? I should probably use the key we found on the locker, right? You know what? Byakuya had the room key. Byakuya had Kyoko's room key the whole time, so, I mean, you could have done this shit. Well, just try it. Okay. I took out the wood block key and inserted it into the locker's metal lock, and the locker eagerly accepted the key, and it opened. There are arrows in here, it looks like. 10 arrows in total. They look like they're made of titanium, which means they're quite strong despite how thin they are. Of course, without a bow, they're nothing but strong little sticks. Strong sticks. Huh. Oh, there's something else inside the locker. Blood. It's a wadded up ball of duct tape. I wonder what this was used for. Is that a blood stain? If it is, that means it must surely be related to the case. This duct tape is related to the case somehow? But how could it possibly be involved? I think that's all the locker has to offer for now. Is something wrong? It's very odd, don't you think? The locker was hiding items that were clearly related to the case. But how did the key to the locker wind up in the victim's room?
なぜだ
Or perhaps... Byakuya? Forget it. Come on, we need to continue on to the next location. Huh? What next location?
なんだ
There's still something we need to look into. We need to do more research on Fenrir. Library? Fenrir? You mean the mercenary group that Mukuro was a part of? But how are we supposed to find out about that? Isn't it obvious? Where in the school would you go to do research on something? Yep. Archive? That's right. The archive has all kinds of info the general public doesn't have access to.
行くぞ
We only have so much time before the trial begins. Let's hurry. Are we the only 2 people actually investigating? The other 3 people aren't doing shit. I believe there was a file related to Fenrir somewhere over here. Byakuya seemed to know the archive like the back of his hand and went straight to a shelf in the back. Ah, here we go. He quickly returned with a file in hand.
なるほどな
Take a look at this. I have no idea what it says. What language is this? How did you make it all the way to high school without learning a single word of French? I'm pretty sure most high schoolers can't speak French. Well, whatever, I'll read it for you, but I expect you to repay your debt 100 times over. 100 times? Isn't that kind of extreme? Fenrir is an elite fighting unit based out of the Middle East. Unlike military contractors, they are a fierce group of soldiers who engage in direct combat. They claim that a single member is equivalent to an entire company of regular soldiers. Just like Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok, their mere presence is enough to strike fear into any enemy. They have been involved in countless military battles and operations, most of which are highly classified. However, some time ago, they completely ceased all activity. At present, their continued existence cannot be confirmed. There are unconfirmed reports that the key members of the group were all neutralized. Rumors indicate they were killed to keep them from revealing the many state secrets they'd acquired. Some, however, believe there was mounting internal tension within the group, and they simply imploded. From the sound of it, doesn't really sound like that's someone that people can touch normally.
なんだ
Mukuro seems pretty strong. What is it? This all just sounds like some kind of alternate reality. Well, it isn't. This is our reality, the only reality. These people are part of our world. Their battlefields are much different from our lives here, an unpredictable, unimaginable world. That's what makes it all so exciting. Exciting definitely isn't the word I would use. So, did anything jump out at you? This may be your last opportunity to learn about Fenrir. Now that you mention it, the report said something about where the name Fenrir comes from, right? That's right. It said Fenrir is the Wolf of Ragnarok. Speaking of which, would you like to know something interesting related to that? To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad... Tattoo! Yes! Will get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body. What? They got a tattoo of Fenrir? Could that mean... Boom, got it. The dead body is Mukuro. But like I said, it's really surprising that someone that's so strong, the ultimate soldier, can even be touched. More importantly, why does Kyoko think that... Why did she say the ultimate despair, knowing that the paper said ultimate soldier?
時間はありとあらゆる生物、物質、現象に地味ですが確実な攻撃を浴びせ続けているのです。
Time is utterly silent, and yet it constantly assaults us. Organisms, the earth, natural phenomena.
僕らは少しずつ着実にダメージを負っている。そのことをもっと自覚するべきなのです。
It damages us little by little until the end. You should really think about that.
というわけで時間ですよ。タ 裁判を始めます。
That was like a mini Monokuma theater in the middle of the day.
Anyway, it's time to begin the class trial.
I wish I could say I was surprised, but at this point, I'm not really.
お前らはいつもの場所にさっさと集合してください。
We barely learned anything.
うぷぷ、また後でね。
Then the time has come. All we can do now is try to uncover the truth during the class trial.
そうだ。
It would seem that way. Let's go. Okay. Oh my god. Where is Kyoko? We still haven't seen her. Oh? Oh. What are you doing? Where are you? Where are you? Are you hanging around somewhere? Actually, where is Byakuya? What? It said he's hanging around here, right? So where is he? Huh. Kyoko's not there yet. Where's Byakuya? Is that just like a misprint or what? I don't think we can go elsewhere, right? Yeah. Okay. Maybe he'll talk to us when we try to go in the door. I don't know. Something like that. Well, before we do that, as usual, let's try to go through the truth bullets again. Although I'm pretty sure I have a good idea of what our alibi is gonna be. The whole sprinkler thing. But not sure about anything else at all though. The whole chicken thing and... What? Okay. Monokuma number 5. File number 5. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown, but we know it's Mukuro because of the tattoo. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object as thick as a metal pipe. We didn't find that. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. The explosion has burnt the upper half of the body beyond recognition. Yeah, the whole tarp thing. Someone is trying to mislead us into thinking that... Actually, I don't know what they're trying to mislead us into thinking, but the tarp was certainly used to transport the body here, so that seems to suggest that the person wasn't killed here, but they were moved here for a reason. The upper half of the body remained on fire and had to be extinguished. Because of this, the upper half was soaking wet, while the bottom half remained dry. The body was wearing notably long, fake nails. I feel like they're kind of familiar. Did someone else wear nails? Actually, why don't we take a second to look at the report card? We can't see people's... Well, sometimes we can see people's heads. Or hands. Sayaka? I don't think Sayaka wore nails. Or fake nails. Hina probably doesn't wear nails because it interferes with swimming. Toko... Sakura Celeste? Bright red? Didn't Junko wear, like, red nails? Fashionista? Well, I don't know. Chihiro... I just feel like we've seen that somewhere. I'm not sure where, though. The body had a tattoo of a dog. Fenrir. The bomb. Oh, I completely forgot about that. It should be noted that the bomb, which had been removed from Monokuma in the gym, had disappeared. Someone moved it in the very tight period of time, so... Suspect. The sprinklers are programmed to come on every morning at 7:30. This time is impossible to change. As such, it can be assumed that if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, it would have gone wet. Yeah, so from this we can tell that the body... Because there was a half that was dry, so the body must have arrived after 7:30. Which means we have an airtight alibi because we were with Hina and everyone else afterwards. 7 a.m. Makoto wakes to the morning announcement. 7:30, Makoto and Aoi arrive in the dining hall. 7:30 to 9, Makoto meets the others in the gym and together they head to the headmaster's room. 9. Toko finds the pickaxe, where she discovers the body. Yeah. Kyoko. We don't know anything about what the hell Kyoko's been doing. But she has to come to the trial, right? Because wasn't there a regulation about that? The knife found near the body was the same knife that was used to stab it before the explosion. Same knife that Toko had given to Makoto for safekeeping. I feel like this whole thing was a trap. Why would there randomly be a knife on the 5th floor? And then it was in my room and someone just came in my room? So someone knew that the knife was in my room and came to get it. That whole nightmare sequence was just so bizarre. The tarp was hidden among the other items in the tool shed. One side was wet and filthy with mud and grime. The other side was completely clean and dry. Yeah, that just tells me that this was used to transport the body, I think. Wait. If one side is wet, so it means the tarp was on the ground after the sprinkler had gone off. 7:30. Nah, I have no idea what that means. Number of chickens decreased. One chicken witnessed the murder and got murdered itself. Hito claims there were without a doubt 5 chickens just before nighttime. Byakuya stated there was no corpse in the garden just after nighttime last night, so it can be assumed that the murder must have taken place sometime after that. Byakuya also said that Hiro, Toko, and Aoi were in the gym the entire night, and none of them were alone at the point. The corpse had a mask covering its head. Yeah, the picture here, look. The coat was draped on backwards, so alongside the whole hands thing I was fixating on, I feel like that's probably not the person that was in our room. Actually, I still don't know why or how people got into our room, including Kyoko. Was that a dream or... I don't know. The corpse had a mask covering its head and a white jacket covering the body. A knife had been thrust into the abdomen and there were bloodstains around the wound. That's a strange way to word it, isn't it? There were bloodstains around the wound. Why wouldn't there be? The body had stopped bleeding, but the blood was still wet. It was noted, however, there was no blood on the ground around the body. Yeah, that seems to point to the fact that someone transported the body here. Mukuro Ikisaba, female, ultimate soldier. Obsessed with military from a young age, disappeared while on vacation, reappeared later without reason. Every member of Fenrir gets a tattoo. Apparently, the killing game began with 16 participants, all students. It is assumed that Mukuro Ikisaba was the 16th student. Monokuma also revealed that the reason Kyoko wears gloves is to hide something she doesn't want anyone to see. Scars? Yeah, girl might be kind of self-conscious about scars, I guess. No, I don't know how that's relevant. Well, if she's wearing gloves on her hand, then it tells me that the scars should be on her hand, right? But we didn't see any scars, so another point to say that the body is not Kyoko. But looking at Mukuro here, since she hasn't come into any of the class trials, she's definitely being treated differently compared to everyone else. Even if it's not the mastermind, which it isn't because we're still having a trial right now, she must be someone who is somehow related to the mastermind. Some sort of a working relationship? I have no clue. But maybe they had a falling out, because why would Mukuro be dead then? Someone who has the favor of the mastermind, I would assume that if I were the mastermind, I would want to keep someone like that around, so... Did Kyoko do this? Why would Kyoko kill? Alibi-wise, we don't know what Kyoko was doing at all, but I don't think she would kill because, like I've said so many times before, Kyoko has always shown herself to be one of the most reliable and loyal people we have, so no reason for her to really kill and get out by herself while killing the rest of us, right? Especially if she really did want to kill someone, she wouldn't make it so that she had such a big gap where we don't know where she is, right? Because that's really suspicious. Wood block decoration was found in Kyoko's room. Yep, she left it. Did Kyoko leave it there though? She never mentioned that. I don't think Byakuya... Byakuya wouldn't... I don't know. But Byakuya did have access to Kyoko's room the entire time, so he could have planted this. But, why? Why would he? A set of titanium arrows was found in a dojo locker. 10 in total. I have no idea how this relates to anything. Along with the arrows, there was duct tape. Used duct tape. With blood on it. It must be related to the body somehow. Maybe related to the transportation of the body. Do you want to duct tape the wound so that it doesn't leak while you're transporting it? That's really morbid to think about. Oh, and that's it. Well, honestly, I don't think I need to spend too much time on trying to figure things out beforehand because I don't think we can figure anything out. There's too many holes. So we're gonna have to figure it out as we go along, which is great. I love that. So with that being said, I will see you all soon. Bye!